Yo, this is your boy, Hound Dog Buck 50, with this week in hip hop news. And on this one, I wanted to talk about a subject that's really been taking over the airways of late, and that's ghostwriting in hip hop. Not in hip hop, but battle rap. I guess you could say that's hip hop, but ghostwriting in battle rap. Now, what's really been causing that to come up is that in recent weeks, Averb has had an issue with Mickey Fax. He was talking a little smack to Mickey Fax and got put Truthful up to dissing Mickey Fax, and Mickey Fax didn't take too kindly to that. So Mickey Fax went on a barrage where he released a song like pretty much every day of the week. And then when you thought it was done, he said that Averb had somebody writing for him, and supposedly it was Danger Zone. So when I'm in tune with the culture. I watch things. I battle rap too, and I'm not a big name in battle rap, but I'm part of the culture, and this is why I feel like I have validity to put my input on it. Whether you agree or not. But when watching blogs, Chris Mbias, shout out to him, shout out to Angry Fan. They're both upset at the person who was ghostwritten for and upset with the person that wrote for them. So this is my vantage point on it. Battle rap is supposed to be one of the purest art forms. I do get that. But I also look at it like in hip hop, when we find out that somebody ghost wrote for somebody, we don't frown upon the writer. We frown on the person who had the lyrics written for them because we thought they were the mind behind the genius. And this is just me. I'm not going to disable comments so that a person can't disagree or not. This is just me. And once something becomes a business, it changes the dynamics of how things go. When battle rap was in its purest form, you didn't have to worry about things like that because it wasn't moving at that speed. But once things start moving at light speed, and it goes beyond just the battle of you and the hot dude that's up the block, you and the hottest guy that's in that town or whatever, and now you got leagues involved, and everybody wants a piece of you, so to speak. And you battling here, you battling there. Now what happens is sometimes that money is hard to turn down. And these battlers wind up taking more battles than their creative mind can handle. And therefore, that's where the ghostwriting comes in. Now, there's a lot to unpack here. And when you're looking from it from an outsider perspective, it's easier to look at it in one way because you're not in it. You're part of the culture, but you're not in it. Like say I'm in it. You see what I'm saying? Because when you're in it, you can look at it more objectively. Like even for instance now, when you see a battle rapper taking these battles back to back, and some of them they're not that good in these battles, and your first mindset is like, yo, you're ruining your reputation for a little whatever money. But who's to say that money, whatever they're getting, might not be something they really need? And even though you may look at it and say, well, it's just a couple $1,000s, but for them, that might be their mortgage, that might be their rent, so on and so forth. And then you go back to the ghostwriting thing. Me, honestly, I don't think the average battle rapper comes into the culture with the mindset that they're going to ghostwrite for anybody. I think most people come into culture hoping to get their props in this culture called battle rap. But battle rap is no different than high school sports or college sports, where in the sense that there's some dudes that's nice, and for whatever reason, they just didn't get drafted. It just didn't happen for them. Wasn't because they wasn't good, you know what I mean? You can go on and on. Maybe it's image, you know, whatever, but it just didn't happen for them. A Ward is a tremendous talent, but he's not the only person out there that's talented. Somewhere there's a dude just as talented as A Ward that battle raps, but for whatever reason, it just ain't happening. So now, if you have a guy like that now, he's a talented battle rapper, but he ain't really, you know, battle rap ain't lucrative for him like that. But you know, he's met a couple of the guys that are, you know, bigger than him in terms of status. And let's just say, I don't know, a Twerk said, yo, you nice, man. Why don't you write for me? You know, I be having battles like wild crazy, I can't keep up. And you know, you sit down and you discuss whatever the particulars are. I don't know. I'm just throwing out a number. Two G's to write him a battle. You write him the battle, right? You write him the lyrics. He do what he want to do with it. He put his spin on it. 2 G's, bam. Next thing you know, Twerk hitting you up like crazy. Now here you are, a person that came in with the passion and the love for the sport, but it ain't really panning out for you. You making more money writing for Twerk than you are getting booked. At this point, how do we hold resentment towards that person? You know what I mean? It's because I get it. You know, the way Chris and Caps is looking at it, they looking at it like you just helping the other person keep a career. But I don't necessarily think that the other battler is looking at it from the perspective of helping you prosper. I think they're looking at it like, yo, I can make a few dollars like this. It's tempting. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Because I'm a battle rapper. I've never, and keep in mind, I've never written for anybody. So it's not like I'm saying this because I've written for somebody and I'm trying to make myself feel better. But I'm looking at it objectively. If I had one of the top names ask me to write for him at this point, and the money was right, I probably would. And say what you want, I wouldn't even hide it. I would only hide it because I wouldn't be wanting to put them out on Front Street. But if somebody asked me, like in an interview, I say, yeah, I wrote for battle rappers before. What am I hiding it for? Because at the end of the day, nobody looked down on Quentin Miller for writing for Drake. We looked at Drake more as the one that was exposed. And if anything, we looked at Quentin Miller like, oh, okay, so you're the one that was behind this. You know what I'm saying? We have to understand, and like I said before, hear me out. I'm not necessarily advocating ghostwriting in battle rap in the sense to say like that's what it should be about. That's not what I'm saying. Don't twist up my words. I'm not saying battle rap is supposed to be about ghostwriting. But what I'm saying is, can you blame someone if this person is a great talent, but they ain't really making bread off of battle rap like that? Then suddenly, at one of these events, a T-Top or whoever recognizes their talent, and they're like, yo, if you can, you know what I'm saying, craft some stuff for me, you know? Come on, man. And you sitting there and you got bills to pay, and after you done, let's just say you agree to do so, you look up maybe 6 months later and you're like, damn, I'm legit paying my rent with this, or my mortgage, or paying off my car with this. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy for someone to say, well, Danger Zone wrote for Verb and he didn't even get that much money. But at the end of the day, what isn't much money to me might not be the same for you. You see what I'm saying? I can look at $20 right now and say that's nothing. But to somebody else, $20 is a lot of money right now. You understand what I'm saying? So you have and it's going to be people that just say like, oh, that's going to middle finger the whole thing and say, well, it's battle rap. Blah, blah. Hey, I'm a person that was in the culture, still in the culture. So I feel like I'm not talking from a blind perspective. I'm talking from a perspective from somebody who's in the culture that can relate to both sides. I don't feel like Danger Zone came into battle rap looking with an intention of ghostwriting. That's just so happened to be a situation. He was cool with Verb, and then Verb laid the offer out. And what they say, money talks. He didn't do nothing wrong to me. I mean, to me, the only thing that's supposed to be kept secret is in a sense that, okay, he's ghostwriting for Verb, so I'm not going to tell nobody I did it. But me personally, if I wrote something for Twerk, I wouldn't put Twerk on Front Street. But if somebody asked me in an interview, yeah, I wrote for somebody before. And what? I got paid for it. I didn't do it for free. You call it what you want. Call me what you want. But battle rap is a business now. Whether we like it or not, it's a business. And when it becomes a business, this is part of the business. You got people getting booked left from right, and they don't want to turn down none of those bags. And it's hard for them to come up with lyrics for all of them battles. So now they look at, a lot of times, a lower rapper who just ain't really getting recognized, and they figure, okay, maybe you can jot something for me. And for that rapper, battle rapper that's lower, you can call it what you want. You can say, well, it ain't for a lot of money, but still, that's just as good as them getting booked somewhere because they're getting some money. I mean, in the perfect world, if they could have it the other way around, don't you think they would be the hottest battle rapper out? But that's not how the chips fell. So now they wind up in a situation where it's like, okay, I'll write something for you if the price is right. Man, you know what? This ain't about thumbs up and likes and subscribers. This is me. And I know I can't be the only one to see it like this. And like I said before, this ain't about me saying that this is what battle rap should be about. No. But I'm saying you picture yourself as one of the battle rappers, whether it's like a Danger Zone or a YK, or even some of these battle rappers that's dope from different places, and you might see them on Gates of the Garden occasionally paying for a battle, but they sick as can be. But for whatever reason, due to the politics, they just never got their chance. But then someone in a higher position recognize their talent and say, yo, can you do this for me? Can you write this for me? I'll pay, blah. How do we get mad at the person who wrote it? I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Mad at the person that you idolize? Yes, you're mad at Verb, Surf, whoever, or Luke. Yeah, I mean Luke, Lux, Mook, because of obviously these are people that you revere. So I get it why you would be disappointed. But how do you get mad at the person that was beneath them, that at least got an opportunity? Because a lot of times when that person is doing what they're doing, they're giving you an opportunity that you're probably not even getting from a lot of battle leagues. For some, writing, let's just say hypothetically, for some, writing for Surf, that might be the closest you ever get to being on URL. So it's almost like you live vicariously through Surf when you hear your verse being, spit on that stage. So, that's just my thoughts on it. I don't really care for ghostwriting in battle rap because, yes, I get it. It feels like you're cheating, but at the same time, let's be real. It's a business. And if if a person's being approached to ghostwrite and they're not in the greatest of tiers in battle rap, how do you really get mad at the person who gave their talent to the other person? The only thing I'm looking at the only way I'm looking at the person who wrote it is in the sense of like, oh, so you're the one that came up with that. That's the only thing I'm thinking. You're the one. So if somebody wrote for Jadakiss, I'm not mad at the person who wrote for Jadakiss. It's like almost like, okay, I don't think it's in hip hop. What happens is you don't think of highly of Jadakiss, but now you look at the other person like, oh, so you're the one that came up with all these lyrics on, Kiss the Game Goodbye, or Ain't None of Y'all Better Than. That was you? Wow. You're nice. Hey, man, I'm going to stand on business, and I said what I said, and I meant what I meant. Peace, love, and whatever else you're thinking of.